Hello, hello, hello. I'm back and I did not close the shoulder seams yesterday because after I ironed my back piece and my two front pieces, I thought I should show something. So this seam was the very first seam I closed. And well, if I bring you a bit closer, so as close as I can, and luckily I did use a very dark, that's brown. So that's a brown color, it's a colored thread. And I was not quite good with my tension, as you can see here. Wait, in which direction? Oh. There you can see. So my tension is there. Here's a spot which shows it better. There. I was not good with my thread tension because, well, you can see the thread really. If I don't need to stretch the fabric much, and you can see the stitches I made. So here it is a bit, here sometimes a bit better. Well, you can see it because it's this one is green. Yeah, that is green and not the blue one. So here, there. Here's a bit, it's a bit better now here. So the more I stitched, the better I was with my tension. And I thought maybe because, well, here something happens. It's my fabric, my middle back piece is 1 centimeter. It's 1 centimeter longer, and on this side as well. So, and here in my armhole there is something happen, and on the other side as well, and even more. You can't see it here, even more. So yeah, I thought I put those pieces on camera and not off camera together. So let me bring it out a bit so that you see what I'm doing. So I'm laying my back piece with the right side. So you see here's my seam. So the right side is up, is facing to me. And I grab one of my front pieces and I have to find where my neckline is. So, and I have to, let's see here. So yeah, here is something weird happen in my arm hole as well. And I guess I didn't read the pattern instruction and I forgot to mark something on my pattern, because it could be that this piece should be put together a bit here in this curved line. I will get back to my pattern, and here as well maybe the same thing is happening with this piece. So maybe I have to bring this pattern, these 2 centimeters, I guess it's 2 centimeters, 2.5. So in inches, I have my inch ruler here as well. It's an inch. So maybe I have not seen everything what I needed for the pattern. So I have to put the original pattern out again and have to read it and have to find what is happening on the original pattern. So that's why I decided not to cut it off here. I will just take my ruler and draw a line. So 1 inch. So here. It's on the wrong side. Then let's do it twice. So I will leave it like this. And I turn this here. So I have this is my neckline, and I grab this. And I'm making sure that my left hand will show to the middle of my back piece and not to the side, because here's my armhole and here's my neckline. So, and then I know to which shoulder I have to attach it, and I don't have to open again this shoulder line. So yeah. So as you can see from the width, it's perfect. Really good. So this is this fits here. So I just have to mark or let's fold it back. Yeah, I'm folding it back. Yeah. So that I have, it follows this line, so that it follows this line, and I will you see, this will match. These 2 notches I do have here. I do have a zoom. Yeah. So there's a notch, and on the other piece is a notch as well. And if I put those 2 together, it should work. Yeah. Closely. Well, let's figure it out. I'll bring you out a bit. A lot of fabric. This is a lot of fabric, so yep. So if I am lining those 2 seams up, and I guess I know what is happening. I guess I should have eased it a bit together, and then this would have been Shall I open it? Because my armhole will not be yesterday to read the instruction properly, and I thought, yeah, but this will bring the armhole a bit up. And here the same in this. I guess. Well, if I open, let me have a look if I can first do something with the side seams. So let me find, here's a notch, here are two. So these two should fit like so. Yes, that fits. I guess I will open these seams and I close now the side seam. And I will have a deeper look into my pattern instruction and into my pattern, what I have missed there. I just overflew it. I just read it loosely. And I just remembered that yesterday, but I had yesterday too much to do. Yeah. I guess this will fit here. Then after putting this together, yeah. And then I will have, yeah. So here, it fits here as well. If so, and yeah, it's not much difference in this seam. We'll do this. So I'm closing one seam in the skirt part, so from here until here. And I will leave quite a gap. So this is the underarm, and I think this here is the notch for the pocket. So I will stitch until here, from underarm until here, and I leave this opened, and quite a bit, I guess. Yeah. So, like so, until here. No, if this is the notch here, for the where I have to attach the pocket. Yeah. So, let me grab a proper. You see, it's good that I did this on camera. Okay, so yeah, I will mark from on the back panel. Do I mark on the back? Yeah, back. I will first draw my sewing line on this. Oopala. Ay. Yeah. Wrong direction. So, where's my inch ruler? So, And what I'm basically doing is 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I am, well, let me bring you a bit closer, and it's now dark. It's too dark out here. So let me find a light spot. So I will mark here, because if you see, if I'm coming to a curve, I will use this cross here as my guide, and I will draw tiny lines here, but just between these two marks, so that I have a nice little curve. Okay, just bring you a bit out. In and out, in and out. So 1/2 inch. So what I have seen from just holding it onto my body part, I guess it's not too big. So yeah. So skirt is just a straight line, and here comes the first curve. So easy peasy. So, and let me just mark around about 33 centimeters. Yeah, then I have enough to attach a pocket. So I will sew from the bottom until here, and I leave this open for my pocket, which I haven't cut out yet, because I don't know if the pocket which is provided in the pattern is big enough for my cell phone. So here is my notch for, here you can see if I stretch it a bit, there is the notch. I guess this is the notch where the pocket comes into place. So just until there, just right after. So, and here is now my, so if I take a bit more in and I lay this there, maybe you can see here. I just put the fabric just between these crosses, and as long as this is, the fabric here is at the not 2 inch, 1/2 inch mark, I can draw a tiny little, really tiny little line, and here you can see I can then combine those. So a tiny, so that is enough for sewing line. So yeah, that's good. And now in the other direction. not straight here. Okay. Changing plans. So I pin in this direction. So I will take this into my so okay, now grab the right. Do I have the right now? The right piece. If I remember it. Oh yeah, I have drawn a line here and on this pattern, so this is the correct pattern. Okay, now finding the skirt goes into this direction, so we are closing the side seam, so I have to make sure my arm is here, and I will open this seam again and this seam again, because I'm sure I haven't mentioned something in my pattern. So I will grab now this notch here, and not this double notch, no, this one not. I will grab first this one, and I will zoom you out a bit again. So, okay. And the single notch from the other side. And now pinning comes into place. So, first I'm pinning this here, which means I have to pin this direction. Yeah, fits, and up, no, and just a bit more. Yeah. And I'm using, because here's a curve, I'm using lots of pins, because that holds the fabric together, and I can easily stitch it together by hand. So yeah. I thought reading the pattern instruction roughly gives me a good idea of what I have to do, because, well, at least it's only straight stitches, straight lines. Well, a bit curvy, but yeah. But no, it's not fitting properly. Let me just... okay. Yeah, but that's not too much of a difference. And I have to open it anyway. Yeah, but that is what a mock-up is for. Practicing the piece. Testing out the pattern. Is everything working for you and your body type, or do you have to change something? Well, the only thing is, if you don't use a machine, it takes a bit longer. A little bit. it's only, well, how much more fabric do I have here? Half a centimeter. Half a centimeter. Okay, so this is the last, oh no, not the last pin. I will put just one pin here so that it secures the fabric at the end of the seam. If I have to remove this last pin, this holds everything in place. And sometimes I'm putting this pin into the seam allowance to hold the fabrics on both sides of the seam together so that it doesn't slide away. So that was the difficult part of pinning. So now I can just pin. And because here is not really a curve, I don't need so many pins. Oh, 2 is 1. 1 too much. So, okay, like so. Yeah, it is a lot of fabric, but not manageable. Yeah, if only if I have had, so I'm sewing to this line from the bottom, so I will put this needle, because this is not a sewing part, so I put it directly here, and one needle, one pin, at the very end of the seam. Okay. That, yeah, if only I had read the pattern better at the beginning, that would have saved me, I guess, a lot of sewing time. Yeah. Ouch. Carefully moving, but pinning. Making sure both fabrics are lined up with the edges so that the seam allowance is both 1/2 inch, because this is an American pattern and so it uses inches. Oh, I do have a thread over there. guess another pin there. Have to secure this a bit better because this here is a bit too close to my stitching line, but it's in the seam allowance, and I thought it's the mock-up, doesn't matter. And yeah, it's on the bottom line. It really doesn't matter. So, okay, from which side do I start? I guess, well, so, okay, I'm sewing from this, yeah. So just let me put everything over there, and then all the fabric goes on the table so that I can lay this out properly here, so that I can start sewing, and I only have to hold my seam allowance. That's why I'm putting everything away from me and not towards me. I just would like to have the sewing, the seam allowance in my hand. So, okay, everything's prepared. Just changed everything a little bit. So, okay, I need scissors, my needle, it's attached here. So there it is, my needle. Yeah, focus doesn't play. It's playing around. So, and I need some thread. Okay, off we go. I thought I can try it on, but I guess it's not what I'm doing today. So, changing plans. Threading the needle, making sure nothing is tangled in my pins, so that I do not accidentally remove my pins. So, putting a thimble onto my finger, and so, okay, secure the thread, which means okay. Yeah, so it's only 30 centimeters. It's doable in, I guess, half an hour. And it has shown me that putting an eye on the thread tension is a good idea. because this will hold the seam properly together. And the threads will not be seen on the outside as much. Okay. Okay, so laying all the threads in the right directions so that I can weave my end in. Okay, so I guess that is the last stitch. I am weaving my end in. So